Take that medal off, right now. The judge's gavel slammed against the desk so hard the echo silenced the entire courtroom. Gasps rippled through the gallery. All eyes turned toward the woman in the wheelchair, her uniform crisp, her posture unshaken, and the silver star glinting proudly on her chest. Before we move further into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. Let's dive in. The decorated Navy SEAL didn't flinch. She kept her chin high as if the command had been beneath her. Behind her, rows of fellow service members stiffened, their fists clenching, their jaws tightening. Nobody dared move, but the tension was thick enough to choke on. The judge leaned forward, his voice dripping with disdain. "This court is not your parade ground. That medal is a distraction, and in my courtroom you will follow orders." His finger jabbed toward her chest, trembling with arrogance. "Remove it or face contempt." Whispers broke out like wildfire. Reporters scribbled frantically. The woman's lawyer tried to interject, but the SEAL raised her hand. With steady control, she silenced him. Her lips parted slowly. "Your Honor," she said, voice clear and unwavering, "this medal is not for show. It's a reminder of the brothers I carried out of the fire when no one else could. It's a reminder of the price I paid for their lives." Her words struck the courtroom like lightning. Even the jury leaned forward, caught between disbelief and awe. But the judge scoffed. "Save your war stories for the bar. This is a courtroom, not a battlefield. I won't allow your theatrics here. Take it off." A murmur of outrage filled the benches. Soldiers in uniform exchanged fiery glances. One clenched his jaw so tight a vein popped across his temple. Still, the woman remained calm. For a moment, silence. Then her gaze hardened. "Sir, with respect, I don't take orders from anyone who's never stood in the dirt with bullets overhead. You haven't earned that right." The air froze. The judge's face flushed red. His gavel slammed again. "Bailiff, remove that medal from her chest immediately." Gasps erupted. The bailiff hesitated, looking between the furious judge and the stoic SEAL. Before he could move, half the soldiers in the back row rose to their feet. Their boots stomped against the wooden floor in unison. The sound was thunder. The judge's command died on his lips. She closed her eyes briefly, the weight of memory flooding back. Flames, smoke, screams. Her body shredded by shrapnel, legs ruined forever. Yet she had carried 3 men across a burning rooftop, refusing evacuation until they were safe. That medal was not hers. It belonged to every man who hadn't made it home. She opened her eyes again, meeting the judge's glare. Her voice was softer now, but it carried more power than any gavel. "This silver star doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my team. And if you think I'll strip it off to satisfy your ego, then you're more unfit to wear that robe than I am to sit in this chair." A stunned silence. Then applause. It started with a single clap from the back, then another. Soon the entire gallery was on their feet, soldiers, veterans, civilians, clapping, stomping, shouting in defense of the SEAL. The judge slammed his gavel wildly. "Order, order in this court." But his voice was drowned out, smothered by the roar of honor and respect filling the chamber. By the next morning, the footage had gone viral. News anchors replayed the clip with wide-eyed disbelief. Headlines screamed, "Judge humiliates war hero," and "Silver Star Showdown shakes the bench." Veterans groups rallied, demanding the judge's resignation. But the real moment came days later. The SEAL returned to court, not in silence this time, but flanked by her brothers and sisters in arms. The same soldiers who had stomped in defiance now marched behind her in uniform, their medals glistening like a wall of unshakable truth. The courtroom overflowed with reporters. The judge walked in pale, his confidence cracked. He avoided her gaze, but the entire country had already seen what he tried to do. That morning, the gavel never struck. The federal panel announced their verdict. The judge had violated judicial conduct, disgraced his position, and was stripped of his bench effective immediately. The room erupted, not in chaos, but in solemn applause. Justice had been served, not by the system, but by the courage of a woman who refused to be diminished. As the cameras rolled, the SEAL spoke once more. "The uniform doesn't make you honorable. The medal doesn't make you a hero. It's the choices you make when no one's watching." That judge thought he could strip me of my worth, but worth is not something given. It's something earned, in blood, in sacrifice, and in truth. Tears streamed down faces across the courtroom. Even hardened soldiers blinked rapidly, unwilling to let their emotions betray them. Then, in one final act of humility, she reached for the medal. The audience held its breath. Was she really going to take it off? She unclipped it slowly, placed it gently on the table before her, and whispered, "This belongs to them. Always." The room rose to their feet, not in outrage, but in reverence. A standing ovation shook the walls. The same medal the judge had tried to shame her for now carried more honor than ever. And that's the truth. Respect cannot be ordered, it must be earned. Power without humility is corruption, but courage in the face of injustice changes everything. The seal lost her legs in battle, but she stood taller than anyone else in that courtroom. And the man who tried to silence her lost the one thing she could never be stripped of: honor. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you feel in the comments.